Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of our house tutorial. So in part 1 we kind of finished the exterior of the house minus all the landscaping and all that. So in this part we're going to cover the interior, or start to cover the interior. I don't know how far we'll get, but that will largely depend on the runtime. So first I'm just going to break that. Cool. So we kind of have this very well lit area on the inside right now. So I think the first thing we're going to cover is the floor, and then we'll start to cover layout and furniture and all that kind of thing. So for the floor, I'm not 100% sure what material we're going to be looking at. I'll probably look at a couple of stripped woods. I might take a look at a few of the concretes. I'll kind of cut to when I figure that out. Okay, so I settled on stripped birchwood for the floor. And then I just replaced the torches with lanterns to keep the bats away. So the whole house currently just has this birch floor. We might replace sections of it as we go, but first we kind of have to think about what the layout is going to be of the house, which is going to be largely revolving around where the staircase goes to get to the upstairs. So I think in this sort of area is going to be kind of a living room, which would then create a good area for a kind of kitchen dining room in the back. So we'd want maybe a staircase to go in sort of a middle section here, and then there could be a second living area here, is what I'm thinking. So we're just going to see how that looks if we roughly plan out maybe where walls could end up. I don't want to keep it, or rather you want to keep it very open, so as few walls as possible, but ultimately it's going to have to work with upstairs as well. So I might punch out a big section of wall here, and then we'll see what we're working with. Okay, so I think we're going to put a staircase here, which would then create a good kind of spot for maybe a wall to come across. Not too far, but just enough to kind of create an entranceway. So maybe like 3 blocks here, and then we'll see if that works for the kind of space that we're looking for. So that would mean that the staircase is kind of going up this side here, and ends up kind of in this area upstairs, and then that leaves room for kind of a hallway type thing, and then you can do some sort of social area on this side, and then bedrooms on this side, is what I'm thinking right now. Okay, so to solidify our kind of wall layout, not necessarily with the material, but we're just going to do it with white concrete for now. We might change it later. Is we're going to put one here, which is from the doorway that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the 9th block back and 3 blocks across. So we'll put that in. And then for this one here, we are 2 blocks to the right of where the wood ends, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th block back, and it goes back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. And so we'll just build that up as well right now. Okay, so this kind of gives us an idea of what we're working with on the interior. So I'm thinking a kitchen in this part, and then we can put a dining area in this part, and then that kind of loops around to another living area here. Obviously we're going to have to put some sort of fillers in between, because we got some kind of awkward spaces like this part in front of the front window, or this side here. But I'm thinking we can just turn those into kind of social areas as well. But we'll kind of see as we go. So the first thing I want to do is put in the staircase, just because I'll forget. So I'm just going to punch out the ceiling above the wall here, and then we'll figure out what type of staircase we want. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe continuing the kind of white theme So I've got a smooth quartz slab right now, and we're just going to start it off like this, and then just 2 blocks up like this, so it's kind of a cantilevered staircase, and that works nicely. So it ends right there. We could fill in the roof again, and then we get that as our staircase. So the next part that I want to work on is the kitchen. I think it's going to go in this kind of area, and then just kind of merge really nicely into the dining area as well. So I don't want it to be anything too formal, but obviously you do have to have a defined, where's that light coming from? A defined section for both. So we're just going to start with finding what we want for a kitchen cabinet. I'm thinking something maybe like polished diorite, or gravel. Gravel always works. We'll just see what kind of works, and then we want a different color for the worktop. So maybe light gray. I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. So we'll see how this looks. I'll start with gravel, I think. I'm kind of a fan of like you don't want it to cut off too much, but maybe just sticking out like a block there. And I'm just doing two blocks deep for all the cabinet. And then that can go maybe back to like here. Continue another block. And then we can put a really nice kind of bar area right here in front of the window. And that will work real nice. And then we kind of have this wall for more kitchen if we want it. I'm thinking maybe a fridge could go here. And then that way we can put kind of worktop and fridge there. And then we could, if we really wanted, try and squeeze an island in. I think that would be a little bit awkward. So we're just going to leave this as open space for now. So we're going to see how this looks for a worktop color. We might want something darker to go with the gravel. I'm not sure. I think I might go for a black wool, or a carpet rather, instead of the light gray. Okay, so just have to do this bit now with the black, and then there we go. So that's kind of going to be our main kitchen area. So obviously we need to put in an oven, a sink, and then we're going to put a fridge in here already. So I'll look at what type of fridge we want. I'm thinking like stainless steel. So I don't know if iron's a little bit too, I don't like the box on it, but we want something in that kind of color. Light grey wool maybe. Stainless steel. I'm just going to build that 3 blocks up, and then thinking I'll use item frames and banners. That might look okay. Okay, so we're just going to leave this as kind of our fridge freezer sort of design right now. And then I'm going to move on to kind of the oven and the sink. First I'm just going to set the time to day so we can kind of see what we're doing. Okay, so for the sink, we're just going to go for a cauldron, and then for the tap, I think could be kind of cool. We'll use a tripwire hook, see how that looks. So we're going to go for a nice double sink. Kind of have to decide where. I'm thinking this kind of nook right here might be a good spot. And then the oven, really running out of room. We might have to put the oven like here. Well, that is a little close, so what I might do is I might just go like that. Okay, so for the oven, I think I'm gonna grab a blast furnace to go in the back, and then I'm just gonna grab some stained glass. I think the light gray stained glass will look good, and then pressure plates to be kind of the grill on top. And then just as a kind of a back piece, I'm gonna get some smooth stone stairs, I think. We'll see how that looks. Okay, so those stairs are a no. but we'll keep the rest. So that's kind of our grill. And then I really want to do something with this, but I'm not sure I can really. But we should have kind of our kind of extractor fan or whatever above. So I'm gonna put that in. Okay, so we're just gonna use diorite wall. That's just gonna go up like that, and then there you go. So that's our complete stove and oven right there, and then our sink. So we just want to put some cabinets now, kind of above, so that can just sit on top because of the carpet. So we're just going to make those 2 blocks each and go like that, and then we'll continue them over here. Okay, so that's kind of all our kitchen stuff. The one thing we do have to deal with is the lighting, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove all the current lighting, and then we'll put a lighting fixture in, and then we just have to do the floor. Okay, so what I have for a lighting fixture is it's just 4 lanterns, and then I've just used the polished diorite slab, and that's just gone around, so it's a 5 by 6 kind of rectangle, and then there's 2 blocks in between each lantern. And so I've just put that there. With shaders it still looks kind of dim, but I'm hoping that's also partly because it's night outside, so I'm just going to switch that right now. Okay, so we can see in the day it looks pretty good. So the floor is the last thing to deal with, so we want to have a kind of smooth transition in floors, so I'm thinking probably putting it along this line here, kind of transition between the rooms. I might just put 1 piece of counter on the side here just to really emphasize the kind of where the room starts, so it starts right along this line. And then we have to look at what kind of floor we want, so what's really going to go with the gravel is the biggest question, and the black worktop. So we'll take a look. So I'm looking at diorite right now, and it kind of looks like it blends too much with the gravel. I kind of want something that's going to give a bit more of a contrast, so I might go for something like quartz or smooth quartz. Okay, so what in the end I've gone for is just regular quartz, as it looks more like tiles, and I've just continued that to be level with this wall, so it kind of goes all the way back here, and then again it's level with the wall to go back to here. So this whole area is just covered in quartz right now, and that's going to kind of be our kitchen, and then we're going to have like an informal kind of bar or dining area type thing here, and more of a formal dining area over here. So bar stools are always kind of tricky. I'm never quite sure what looks good, especially when you've only got 1 block high counters. What I'm thinking might look kind of nice is if I can find it, scaffolding blocks, and then put something behind it to be kind of a backrest. Okay, in the end what I went for is snow on top of scaffolding, as Worldedit wasn't cooperating with me. So the next thing to do for this area is we're gonna create new lights that aren't just lanterns dangling around. So I think it might be kind of nice to have kind of an uplighter. So I'm gonna grab end rods and just put them in the corner here. We'll just go too high, and then put a hopper on top. And then I don't know if we want a second one. We could maybe put a second one in like here. Just to sort of add some light kind of elsewhere. And then we're kind of onto the dining area here. So we need to sort out a table design. I'm a big fan of like kind of glass in the middle. So I think the design I'm going to go for here is kind of a glass middle. And then we're just going to put string all the way down the bottom, or outside rather, and then carpet on top of all of that. So it kind of creates a nice tabletop. We can put some sort of nice feature in, like maybe Oh, this resource pack makes sea pickles look kind of nice, so could put some candles in. And maybe a plant pot. Okay, so now we have to sort out a design for chairs. I'm gonna fix the weather first. So, I think we're gonna go for kind of a quartz bottom, and then maybe, you know what, maybe iron door for the back. So unfortunately, well, what we could do actually is we could tuck the chairs in, and then that means that we can put it at the back as well. So this one could be tucked out. Could put one here. We go for 4 chairs, and then we'll just say that one's pushed in, and then we just got to put an iron door. Okay, so that's kind of our formal dining area. So it goes from the kitchen right the way round. So first things first, I'm going to figure out a much nicer lighting fixture than 2 torches on the wall and a lantern in the ceiling. In fact, we're going to get rid of this one too. Why don't we just get rid of all of these? I'm praying that no bats spawn in the meantime, but we'll we'll deal with them. Okay, so I want to keep things kind of modern and elegant, but at the same time maybe a little more fancy for this part. So I'm thinking, like, I wonder if you can hang a lantern from a hopper. You can. Maybe that, honestly. It's not the nicest, but it's not too bulky at the same time. I'm not really liking that, but it just occurred to me that I could try also end rods with a lantern on the end. So if that looks a bit more elegant than the hopper, then I might stick with that. Yeah, I think I am going to stick with that. So I'm just going to set time to day again, and then we'll move on to the front by the entrance. Okay, so at the entrance we kind of have this awkward area right here where I'm not too sure what to do with, and then behind that we have to figure out what we're going to do with this area as well. Then we have a huge amount of area dedicated to living space, so those are all challenges for the future. I think first things first, I'm gonna remove the lighting here, and then maybe just put one lantern there. Not sure what I'm gonna do for now for lighting, but I've got to keep bats away for now, so we'll just keep them kind of evenly spaced and manageable. There we are. So I think a table would look really nice at the end here, or not a table, but like a desk sort of thing. So I'm gonna look for a material I like for that. Maybe something darker, like spruce. I don't know.
That's not my business.
I don't know if that really goes with the vibe. We could try oak. I'll stick with oak for now. A real neat trick for doing like clothes pegs, which I want a few of, maybe up here, is this coral with this texture pack. It looks kind of similar. I don't know if it's this coral or if it's a different type. I'll play around. It is this coral. It's the Deadhorn Coral Fan. If you don't have the same resource pack, it might not look the same, but I'm sure it looks kind of similar. So I'm just going to put that as kind of closed pegs here as well. Kind of a nice little just entrance area. And it is raining again. If you're paying all this money for a house like this, you'd think you'd want it in a place that doesn't rain quite this much. So I still think just a little casual sitting area here would look nice with a kind of coffee table type deal. So I'm going to look at just some light furniture for that. I think maybe a table in the corner. We might use scaffolding for that. Like right here, if that was just to be a table. And then kind of a low down coffee table. I think I might use quartz slab. Just put that there. And then we'll go for a quartz stairs, maybe. Nah, it's too much white. Okay, I think what I'm going to go for is a bit of world edit, and I'm just going to use beds and iron doors as the chairs. So we're going to kind of go for 2-block kind of settee type things, and then we'll just take the back off, and we'll just get 1 block of an iron door there instead. So I'll just jump to when I've done that. Okay, so in the end what I've gone for is this bed and iron door kind of seat, and then I've just gone for a scaffolding with a lantern on top, as that'll help with some of the lighting issues. I think I might go for the same thing here, and then hopefully we can avoid having to deal with an overhead light, although I doubt it. Yeah, you know what, that might keep this area kind of well lit enough, but we still have to deal with these 3. So I'm going to look right now and see what I can figure out for a lighting fixture. So I just put in a whole bunch of lanterns and then the polished diorite around it, similar to what we have in the kitchen. I think that kind of eliminates the need for lighting elsewhere, so I took the lamps off the tables here. Which means we can put something else on them, so I'm thinking like more sea pickles. Okay, so I think I might just put more kind of sea pickles and other kind of bits and pieces on here. We might just put a lantern here just because it is a little dark in this corner for some reason, despite there being a light literally right there. But anyway. Next little decoration I'm going to put in is some pictures, picture frames, paintings rather. There we go. Just want a little 1-block one here. It's not giving me that though. Sure. What was here? Lantern. Cool. So now we kind of have this this whole area figured out. So you're gonna come in, there's a nice little seating area, we have the staircase, we have the kitchen, which leads to a bar. I'm assuming this is melted, has it? I don't know. Try that again. And then we come around to here, we've got a nice dining area, and then it comes to this kind of dead space here, which we'll figure out in just a moment. And then that goes forward into what's going to be the main living room in here. Although this is going to be a very large living room, so there might end up being more than just a living room. So at the moment, I think this could just be some sort of table, desk sort of thing. So again, I think I'm going to grab the stripped oak, and we're just going to go 2 blocks out, 2 blocks out, like that. That's looking okay. So we're just gonna put some bits and pieces on it. Get some sea pickles. We'll put a plant pot on it. Oop, don't want it on the floor. What if there is like a bunch of candles here? Okay. Obsessed with candles. And plant pot. No, not the plant. The pot. Do we want the same plant, different plant? Let's have a look. That's disappointing. I think we can go for a white tulip. Yeah, nice. Okay, so I think I want another painting on the wall. So we'll try our luck with that again. Whoa. Oh, that's huge. Holy moly. It's just giving me the biggest one it can. That's really frustrating. Sure. No, don't want cherries. Yeah, I like 2 white lines. Love me some of that. Alright. Oh, I put lights. Where did I find it? There they are. thought this was suspiciously well lit. Okay, what are we gonna do? This is throwing out a little bit of light. I kind of want to do something with this as well. Maybe like a larger desk, like a taller one, cabinets maybe, or what about a bookshelf? I gotta watch out because I'm on the wood here as well, so I can't just use my stripped oak. But let's go for a bookshelf, and I guess that's made out of oak plank. So we'll just go oak plank bottom. Oh, it's not made of oak. What is that made out of? Is that birch plank? Find whatever that's made out of. Hey, birch plank. Cool. Yeah, I kind of like that. Just a little corner piece. We'll extend it by 1 to sneak our little lantern in there. There we go. I'm thinking that might be okay for light. It's a little dark, but everything is with shaders. So I'm liking how this is coming along. We kind of have this whole section done. So that leaves us this part. We still have upstairs to do. And then we have all the landscaping outside. But for now, I think I'm going to end things here. Don't forget to come back and see the finished product rather in the next videos. But for now, I think we're just going to leave it here. And it is raining again outside. The weather here sucks, but there we go. That's how it's looking. And I'll catch you next time.